Very good morning, my dear student. So today I'll going to discuss about the information and communication technology. Under information and communication technology, today's topic is ICT. That means information and communication technology, computer system, peripheral and storage. Let's see what we do have. So see here that as we are having this particular sections ICT. What is an ICT means? ICT means stand for information and communication technology. Now information and communication technology, that what we see that it is an electronic media, like we have a computer, we have a smartphone, iPad, all these different type of processors are there. The data are there, data we need to retrieve the data, we want to work with the data. So as we find this particular thing is there, as we see this particular thing is workable. So this particular thing that we are constructing and we are making it, isn't it? So as we are making this particular thing, what we have a different role of ICT we are using in different area, like in the educational field, in the health, in business, in designing, manufacturing, science, environment, in our laboratories, in technology. So in case of education, what we can find it that in the case of education, ICT is one of the most advanced tool that we are using for teaching learning purpose. That at this moment when we are standing, we are doing this ICT for the teaching learning purpose also, isn't it? As in your class also we are using the projectors, we are using the different type of board, smart board we are using there. So as we are finding this particular thing is there, this particular thing what we have, we can find it that we are using it and we are making this particular area. So this is what we have the different type of classrooms, and we are implementing this in the classroom. As we are implementing that in the classroom, we find it that those the structures, those the part that we are designing, we are making, and we are working with. Okay, so as we are working with this particular part, we find it that there are the different type of tools that we have, that a higher order thinking skill we can provide the individuals for the students to share their experience and understanding. Student can use the better deal for the technological changes and the society that way we are using. So ICT in the place of education, different way we are using, we know it that we are using for the video presentation, pictures, okay, all these things. Then we have an image and all the other different type of teaching technological methods that we are relating with that. We find it there are the practical demonstrations that we are giving there. We also see that if we have a teaching process and we are relating to this process, so this is the thing what we have an e-learning and the programming that we are constructing. So as we find it, as we see it, that all this particular pattern that we are structured and we have worked on this, that this the particular pattern that we are making, this the particular structures we are making, we are implementing it in the different particular parts. So as we are implementing it different particular part, ICT also we can in the health, that means for doing the operations, doctor treat the patient. Nowadays we can see the doctor are treating for online treatment is going on, diagnosis is going that your total report of the patient, history of the patient will be there, isn't it? So different types of we can save the different type of phases, and we can work with this particular phases. So as we are working on this particular phases, as we are seeing this particular phases, we find it that we can prevent it from the different type of diseases. We can help to send the information to the patients. We can treat the patient like MRI, CT scan, ultrasound, all these things are being done in the different hospitals, and we can save the life of the people. We can give the life support of the patient. Doctor can be in online and giving the life support of the patient. So this is way how we can see that we can have this different pattern of treatments, that ICT in the government scale, as in the government scale different type of work that we are doing, like making your electronic using the electronic media, we are making the Aadhaar card, PAN card, so many things are there. E-government works, people are paying the return, isn't it, delivering the different type of services to the people. People know about what they will going to give, they pay the bill, pay the taxes, etc., etc. So all these things what we can find government. ICT in the scale of business, that we keep the record or the stocks, we maintain the balance sheet accounts, we maintain the staff, customers, we have an ability of 24/7, that means all the time we are contacting this. So e-banking is there. So as we find that we have this particular e-banking and e-commerce that we are working with, then ICT, impact of the ICT in the society, what we find it, that impact of the ICT in the society is there. This the particular ICT that we have. Okay, we can have an e-learning, we can have the e-banking system, e-governance system, isn't it? The society we are helping in the different ways. So there we find that as we are helping all these peoples, as we are making the internet for the people, those the gaps between the people that we are giving. But when we are making that, we are giving the we are implementing that, and we are using those part. So these are the things what we can find, that we have a different type of implementations of those devices that we are implementing it, we are making it. ICT tools, there are the different pattern of ICT tools that we are using. So ICT tools that we can find it, that the different pattern of ICT tools that we are implementing and we are using is mobile is one of the very common thing, isn't it? Today's world, when we are sitting in this particular age of today's, we find it mobile is one of the very common thing, very important gadget or device that we can take the different friends, relatives, we can talk with the friend, relative from anywhere, from the any part of the world, isn't it? This is one. Tablets is one. Tablets is the personal computer. What we can find that this particular thing has been done for the screening. Okay, as we are having this particular screening structures, as we are having this particular pattern of screening structures, we find it that those the particular structures that we called it, we can have this tablets, and we can find it that how we are relevant with it, isn't it? Radio, it was previously radio, nowadays we are using the radio technology to send the waves, musics, we listen the musics, and recently now again it became little bit popular, radio, different type of like FM, radio Mirchi, and all these things are there. Next what we have, we can find that television is another of the particular part of an ICT tool, and a newspaper is there. It is regarding to the sports, nation, international, every news, every pattern of news are there printed, and we can get all this particular pattern of news, isn't it? So email system is one of the very common thing nowadays. We are sending the mail from one area to the another area, as we are finding the different pattern of the sections from one area to the another area. That is the part that we will going to have. This is the part that we can find that where we are having this particular pattern, and where we are going to having this particular pattern, that we are sending a bulk of message, bulk of SMS, bulk of informations from one section to the another section. Okay, now whiteboard technology, smartboard or whiteboard, we are using the whiteboard and smartboard for teaching purposes. Okay, so those are the different components. Now when we are talk about the thing, we find it the computer is one of the very important system. So in a computer system, what we have a data. Data means what? That the raw fact. If I say 1 2 3, if I say English, what you understand? You don't understand anything. We need to process it. So computer, what we find, that is a hardware, and software is there. Hardware means the physical part which we can see, which helps to give the input device, output device is there, central processing unit is there, storage section is there. So those are called a hardware. And software means which we cannot see, which we can feel it. The applications are there, we cannot touch them. So they are like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, operating system, different operating system. So hardware, what we have input unit, we have the processing section, we have the storage unit, we have the auxiliary memory, we have the output unit. So this is the input section. What we find, it is consisted of what? Keyboard, mouse, light pen, joysticks, all these things. Next, what we have, this main section, this is a CPU. Under the CPU we have an memory unit, we have a central unit or control unit, and arithmetic logic unit, and outside there is a storage device. Storage device means magnetic tape, CD device, all these things. The total thing, we say it is a peripherals. Okay, they are the peripherals. And output unit, we can find there are the different output sections like monitor, printer, plotter. Soft output section is a monitor, and hard output section is printer, plotter, all these things. So when we are combining this, when we are finding this particular pattern, we are having this particular structures, that we are having this particular pattern, and we are implementing it. So input device that we find, input part that we find, that there are the different pattern of the input devices are there. So as we have the input devices, as we find the input devices are there, so those the devices that we have, those the devices that we are working with, we have a different type of input devices. And like CPU, in the CPU, what we can find, there is a central processing unit. So in this central processing unit, it will help to process the data, it will control all the operations. So as you can see here, it will come in the central processing unit, from there it will go to the memory. So from there you can see any line is there, that means no connection has been there. It will go to the memory, it will go to the control unit, arithmetic logic unit, again it will go to the reverse. So this is how we can find it, that how we can construct this and how we can made it. Okay, so this is how we can find it, this is how we can see it. This particular section will going to work. Now what we have, the arithmetic logic unit, control unit, arithmetic logic unit, control unit, and the memory unit. Arithmetic logic unit, all the different pattern of arithmetical operation will be done by it, like subtraction, multiplication, division, exponential, all these things. Control unit means what we can find it, the different pattern of controls, controlling that where the thing will go, where it will save, which device will do the work. So every control will do, which is the primary memory section that it will going to work with. So all this particular part, what we can find, they has this particular section. Register, what we see, that this register we have a temporary storage, CPU in the modern. Now storage section, we have a primary storage and temporary storage. Primary storage is like in the section inside the CPU, RAM and ROM. RAM means random access memory, ROM means read only memory. So there we can store the data, we have different data feeds into it, isn't it? Already the data have been feeded, we work with it, we hold the result, and we process it, we process with the instructions. Memory sections that we can find it, there are the memory that we are storing it in a byte, then kilobyte, then megabyte, then gigabyte, then terabyte, then petabyte, then exabyte, then zettabyte, yottabyte. So all this particular pattern of the sections, that means your memory power, isn't it? So there are, you can find it, there are the different memory power is there. So as we have the different pattern of memory power, those the memory power that we are working with, that we are making this particular sections, that we are making this particular part. As we are making this particular part, what we have, see, petabyte means 1024 terabyte, 1 byte equals to 8 bit, 1 kilo, that you know it very nicely. 1 kilobyte, 1024 byte, 1 megabyte, 1024 into 1024 bytes. So this way the configurations is been done, and we can find that they are been working in this particular manner. Okay, so random access memory RAM that holds the active data, what the data that we can find, the data will be hold here in a way, and we can work from here. Okay, so this is the temporary memory. RAM is what temporary memory. As soon as the power supply is switch off, what is stored in RAM, everything will going to switch off. That means it is a volatile in nature. Okay, this memory is volatile in nature. So there the information what we are having at the particular time when we are running the work, we are getting it. Fine. Next what we have read only memory. Read only memory means it is permanently storage. The thing once it has been given, we store the data there, and after we store the data, we can find that the particular data what are there, we call those data and we work with the data. And secondary memory storage section, lot of secondary storage section nowadays. CD and DVD was the previous one. Hard disks, removable hard disks is there, pen drive is there, isn't it? Then your memory chip is there. So all these things we do have for our secondary section. Now the output device, like output device, we have printer, monitors, then speaker, all these things are there. Software. Now let us see about the software. Software is divided basically into how many part? Three part. What is that? System software, utility software, and application software. This system software again divided into two part: operating system and language processor. This language processor again divided into three part: compiler, assembler, and interpreter. That means we use the different language like C, Fortran, COBOL, then VB, Visual Basic, all these things, isn't it? Then we are using a Python. So this is the thing. And application software means general purpose software and customized software is there. So system software means we are using a system, and there are the different type of system software. So system software we have categorized into operating system. Operating system means which helps to run our machine, like Windows, Linux, MS-DOS, or Mac. Okay, Mac operating system. Language processor means what we can find there is coding that we give a machine language, and that language 0 and 1 combination that is needed to be converted, and based on that what we can have the particular work to be done, isn't it? So we have a language processor like assembler. Assembler means this is this program translate the assembly language program into the machine language. Compiler means this is the program which translate the high level language program into the machine language. Like C compiler, C++ compiler is there. Interpreter means which helps to translate the high level language into the machine language line by line. In Visual Basic, in the Python, we can see it that we are using that interpreter. Application program, application software, we can find the different type of applications we are using in school. We are using for the different other areas, banks, hotels, different areas like spreadsheet, okay, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, all these things are there, your application software. The specified purpose software, we can find some of the software that you use for the specific purpose. Okay, like you are doing the reservation system. Okay, you are giving the pay to the people, payroll system. So this is the thing what we can find that we do have it. And utility program means what, there we find that which will going to give us the utility, like antivirus program, antivirus programs, file management tools, okay, compressor. So all these things, we have a disk cleaning part, we have a disk defragmenter, we have a backup of the work. So all this particular structure that we have, we can do it, and we can work on it. Okay, so this is what about the things that we have for today. Thank you all. Today I am ending my session here. Thank you very much.